Man may be a miserable pile of secrets, but this show is a bloody good time. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Castlevania moments.
Witch!
No, I am a speaker and a scholar of magic. I serve no demon and I do no evil.
For this list, we're looking at the highlights from across all 3 seasons of Netflix's hit animated series, basing our choices on how they got the blood pumping for both newcomers and die-hard fans of the Castlevania video games. Load up your whips and get ready.
Oh, hell. I'm sorry. I was trying to snatch the stave out of your hand. How's your finger?
Number 10, Dracula and Lisa.
You bang on my front door because you want to daub chicken blood on peasants.
Don't mistake me for a witch. Everybody out there already does that. I believe in science, but I need to know more.
What better place to start than the union that set all future events into motion? After seeking out Castle Dracula, a young woman named Lisa sparks the curiosity of the one and only Lord of the Night. Instead of fearing him, she's instead enthralled by his knowledge of the true sciences, hoping that they could improve her capabilities as a doctor.
Will you help me?
You are definitely different to most humans I have met in recent times.
Maybe I can teach you to like people again. Or at least tolerate them. Or stop putting them on sticks.
Despite the brevity of the exchange, the chemistry between the future Mr. and Mrs. Tepesh is palpable, making you easily understand how these two could fall madly in love.
Start with me. And I'll start with you.
I think I might like you.
Number 9, The Nature of Sin.
Where is the one who can talk well? The one with the eyes. I made you in Genoa.
Isaac went on quite the journey in Season 3, and while most of it was filled with blood and murder, he also had plenty of time to contemplate his purpose and direction in life. One such example can be found in this beautifully worded exchange with a night creature he recently summoned, who was a Greek philosopher before his untimely murder.
And your discussion of the nature of the divine became a crime.
Who declared this a crime?
Christians.
The two converse on how sin, punishment, and religious doctrine have been used to enslave people. Through his experiences in hell and eventual rebirth, the demon confesses that he's learned to enjoy sin, and the true freedom that comes with treading the path of the damned.
To think about God would surely not be a sin in God's eyes.
Perhaps. And yet, here I am.
Number 8, Dracula declares war.
Don't hurt them! They don't understand!
Who's she talking to?
The one person that kept the Vampire King tied to his humanity, and the church went and burned her at the stake. Following Lisa's senseless execution at the hands of a few corrupt clerics, Dracula decides that it's time for mankind to bite the dust.
Take my wife and deny I even exist. I give you 1 year for Wallachia.
Appearing before the masses in a guise of hellfire, he announces that the citizens of Wallachia have a year to make their peace before he unleashes his fury across the land.
I gave you 1 year to make your peace with your God. And what do? Celebrate the day you killed my wife.
It's a promise he does indeed honor, unleashing his night creatures on the guilty and innocent alike. Number 7, The Kiss of Death.
Who cannot enter the house of God?
God is not here.
Not gonna lie, it was so satisfying to watch the bishop meet his untimely end after all the suffering he caused. Sure, it was morbid, but still satisfying. Locked in his church, convinced he's got God on his side, the clergyman is more than a little shocked to see night creatures waltz on in, with one straight up lampooning his hypocrisy and false authority.
She was a witch!
Lies in your house of God? No wonder he has abandoned you. But we love you.
This unholy roasting finally concludes with a rather intimate moment where the demon states that while God may have abandoned him, he and his fellow night creatures love him and are eager to show it.
Let me kiss you.
Number 6. Isaac vs. Legion. Between philosophical conversations, Isaac partook in some amazing action scenes of his own. Leading the charge against a magician who's enslaved local residents, the Forge Master finds himself thrown into an unexpected boss fight when the magician's mind-controlled minions are pulled together in a giant ball of flesh. It's all he can do to avoid them as they rain down from on high. We're not sure what's more awesome here: the thrill of watching Isaac race towards his target while avoiding human projectiles, or the fact that we got to see one of Castlevania's most legendary boss monsters. Number 5. Alucard Awakens.
Why are you here?
The story. The Messiah sleeps under Greshit, the man who will save us from Dracula.
While we all know that together, Trevor, Sypha, and Alucard are an unbeatable dream team, their friendship started off rather rocky. Finally uncovering the sleepy soldier of legend, the hunter and speaker are shocked to discover that the fabled warrior with the power to defeat Dracula is another vampire.
Tell it you're floating vampire Jesus here.
You've got nothing but insults, have you? A tired little...
This leads to a majestic dance of death, with Trevor's mastery of the whip sharp enough to even put a super being like Alucard through his paces. At least until he decides that Trev and Sypha are resolute enough to help him slay his father.
Do you have a god to put a last prayer to, Belmont? Yeah. Dear God, please don't let the vampire's guts ruin my good tunic. What?
Number 4. Trevor and Sypha vs. Demons.
Sypha, do you have my back?
Always.
The Visitor's plan has succeeded. A portal to hell is opened, and the only thing standing between its minions and the rest of the world is our favorite dynamic duo. Despite facing beastly nightmares, including a slew of fallen angels and the regenerating Visitor itself, the Speaker and the last of the Belmonts are able to turn the tide and send them packing. Just when you thought Sypha manipulating lightning was the coolest spectacle this battle could throw our way, along comes Trevor with his dual-wielding exploding whips. Number 3. Sex and Betrayal.
Tell me you belong to me.
While we were somewhat expecting Lenore to abuse Hector's trust, we didn't predict her sliding a slave ring onto his finger in the middle of bumping hips. Talk about below the belt. In typical Hector fashion, the humiliation just keeps on coming, since it's then established that he's set to be Lenore's personal pet. Of course, that's a drop in the ocean compared to what happened to Alucard.
You're just like all the others. Please. I know your lives have been hard, but the world is not against you.
So lost in his grief and isolation, our beloved vampire prince was more than happy to accept vampire hunters Sumi and Taka into his bed, only for them to try and kill him to take control of the castle. The result is very, very messy. Number 2. The Siege of Castle Dracula.
I terrify them. Sypha disorients them, Alucard goes over the top, and we support him.
Not only did this battle set the stage for the eventual confrontation with Dracula, it also demonstrated just how hardcore our 3 heroes are when it comes to slaughtering vampires.
Begin.
Taking on the entirety of Dracula's court, we see Trevor let his inner Belmont out by utilizing his family's ancestral weapon, the Morning Star. Meanwhile, Sypha lets loose with so many elemental techniques, she puts the Avatar to shame. And as for Alucard, oh you know, transforms into wolf and levitates his enchanted sword to slice through bloodsuckers like paper. The usual. To top it all off, the music in this scene is Bloody Tears, the iconic song from Castlevania 2. Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions for you to sink your fangs into.
Would you please leave my testicles alone?
He shouldn't die.
Yes, you. But this seemed to work well enough. For dead old Dad.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Trevor, Sypha, and Alucard vs. Dracula.
You couldn't stop me before.
I was alone before.
The climactic clash against the ultimate vampire was all we could have hoped for and more. While severely outmatched, Trevor and Sypha still get to strut their stuff against the Count, impaling him with a makeshift stake and blasting him with fire.
Yeah!
This paves the way for Alucard to take on his father in a test of vampiric ability. While immensely skilled, the Dhampir still loses out to Dracula's raw brutality, and seems about to meet his end, until they both crash right into Alucard's childhood room. In a heart-wrecking scene, Dracula is mortified that he came so close to killing his son, and he allows himself to be killed as a man, not a monster.
Your greatest gift to me. And I'm killing him. I must already be dead.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.